Hey there everyone, how are you doing? Joe Marin here for MobileCupOfJoe.com. And before I get too far in this episode, before I do the intro, I just want to point out that, yes, the background has been kind of different for the past few episodes. Right now I'm in the process of transferring my rooms to where I make my videos and record my videos. In the process of that, so we still have a lot going on behind the scenes, so that's why you might see a few different background setups behind me every now and then. So just wanted to give you a little heads up on that before we get started in the video. But in this episode of Mobile Cup of Joe, I'm going to be giving you my full review of the Lenovo IdeaCentre Horizon 27-inch table PC. But before I go any further, please go ahead and grab that coffee cup, fill it up right over, and sit on down. Take a swig for a Mobile Cup of Joe.
Alright, before we get too far in this video review, I'd like to give a really big thank you and shout out to our friends over at Lenovo for hooking us up with the Lenovo IdeaCentre Horizon 27-inch table PC and other awesome Lenovo products. Guys, it really is because of companies like Lenovo that do make Mobile Cup of Joe possible for sending us awesome products like the Verizon 2 review and for you guys, our fans. So big thanks to Lenovo for the IdeaCentre Horizon, and let's go ahead and get started with this review. So, as with all of our video reviews, we start out by talking about some design and build quality aspects of the devices. So, the Lenovo Horizon measures in at 18 inches by 16.94 inches by 1.17 inches. As you can see, is a mammoth of a device right there. A really big, as you can see, all around giant screen, 27 inches right here. And as you can notice, all around the screen right there, you've got these really nice rubber edges that surround it, which give it a nice look and feel. You can't see it that great from right here, and I apologize for the poor recording quality right now. It's kind of hard to shoot a video review of a 27-inch PC, but these nice rubber edges around the screen do make it look really sturdy and durable. But it is 18.95 pounds though, so it is quite heavy, and if you want to use this thing and carry it around your house, because there is a battery in there, it is quite heavy to lug around. 20 pounds nearly is quite a bit of computer to drag around your house if you do want to move it. Now, in terms of ports, all of them are located on the right-hand side of the computer if you're looking at it from the screen. Now, in terms of ports, you have a 3.5mm headphone jack, a 3.5mm microphone jack, MS/MS Pro /MMC/SD SDHC/SDXC card readers, and two USB 3.0 ports along with an HDMI in and your charging port. So as you can see right here, you've got your 3.5mm jacks there, and that is one of your USB 3.0 ports with another thing with something plugged into it already. Now for the price you're paying for this computer, and since it is a giant all-in-one PC, it really would have been nice to see at the very least 3 USB 3.0 ports. Since you are limited to 2 though, that is kind of a disappointment right there off the bat. And another thing, if we bring our camera up here and we go ahead and we turn the computer around just a bit, if we can get it to move, you can see right there that your speaker grill is located up at the top, and there's a continuation of the grill on the bottom. And while you have a really nice setup here, it's extremely loud. You can turn this thing up and crank it up, and you'll be able to hear it really from another room in your house. It does get quite distorted, especially if there is a lot of bass playing in a song, especially Sail by AWOL Nation. Gets extremely distorted. Again, heavy bass in your audio, these things do get distorted very quickly. While they are loud, the quality does take a big hit, especially if you're cranking the volume up to 100. Alright, so then if you go down to the bottom right hand corner, you've got some capacitive touch buttons right here. You got some screen rotation settings, your brightness adjustment, and your volume up and down. Now, the one issue I have with this placement, and while all these capacitive touch buttons work good for the most part, if we turn our camera up a bit, and let's just zoom out. If we swipe over on the charms bar, like so, when we go to settings, you can see that the brightness is actually unavailable. You can still control our volume and all that, but the brightness is unavailable. This is because you are forced to adjust the brightness using your capacitive touch button right here. And while the problem with that is, I'll show you right now, when we go to adjust the brightness with that capacitive touch button, you have to hold it down, and that's all you can do. You can't choose to go up or down. You just have to hold it down, and it goes through this up and down right here. Kind of annoying. It's a lot less progressive and fast as it would be to change the brightness just from your charms bar over here. So again, if you want to change it, you do have to hold that down while it goes up or down. Sounds like a minor complaint. It sounds like I'm really nitpicking, but if you're going to change your brightness in your screen quite frequently, it does get annoying to have to hold it down and wait for it to go up or down. So that is one complaint I had with the capacitive touch buttons, and is a design flaw in my case with the Horizon table PC. So now, and for this review, we're going to go on to some hardware specs of the Horizon. Now, in terms of a screen, you do have a 27-inch screen with a pixel resolution of 1920 by 1080p Full HD. We're going to go ahead and zoom in here just so you can see the quality of that screen right there. Look how darn gorgeous it is. Since we do upload our videos in a max of 720p HD, you will not be able to get the full effect right here, but the screen does look downright incredible. If you want more proof, let's just go ahead and go into my photos real quick and look at that gorgeous picture of the Millennium Falcon right there. Look at how gorgeous all that is. This is true beauty right here, folks, looking at that gorgeous picture of such a beautifully crafted spaceship from the Star Wars universe. But as you can see, screen resolution is certainly a high point here on the Horizon. Now, there are actually multiple models of the Horizon. I believe there are about 4 different models to choose from. In terms of memory and graphics and processing speeds, the model that we have has a 3rd generation Intel Core i7 3537U processor clocked at 2 GHz. On graphics, you have an NVIDIA GeForce GT 620M with 2 GB. In terms of memory, you have 8.0 GB of PC3, 1280 DDR3 SDR RAM clocked at 1600 megahertz. In terms of a hard drive, it's a 1 terabyte hard drive at 5400 RPM. If you know what that means, more power to you. I have a basic idea of what all that means. So essentially it means this thing is pretty fast. You can see pinching out, going in. Let's go ahead and hop into our web browser real quick. And from here, let's just go ahead and go over to, where's mobilecupofjoe.com? Right there. You can see that web browsing is really fast. You've got a ton of good processing speeds. My head might have gone into the camera there for a second. But you can see right here, everything is going extremely smooth. We can go ahead and open up a news article right here. And we can scroll through that, and that's very fluid, very fast. Really, the speed on the Horizon was never a big issue for me if I was web browsing or using applications. One area where it wasn't so hot on in terms of performance is that when I went to play Slender, the Arrival on here, was actually kind of disappointed with the graphics on there, because on Slender the Slender the 8 pages, not Slender the Arrival, but on Slender the 8 pages was the original Slender game. You can only play it, at least in my case, on good graphics without it getting really laggy. Again, that's not that graphically intensive a game if you've played Slender the 8 pages before, but I was only able to play it on good graphics quality on here before I started to get a lot of lag. So if you're going to get this thing for high gaming performance, wouldn't recommend it, but if you just need something, for a fast application usage and web browsing, it should be very, very good for you. And now that we have the majority of the hardware out of the way, let's go ahead and go into the software, which is probably the biggest portion of this review right here. So as you can see right now, we are running Windows 8 on here. Pretty standard Windows 8. Looks really great. I will mention one thing, that the applications look fantastic here on this 27-inch display. We can hop into our news, and just having such a giant screen right here with that high pixel resolution really does make all the applications shine. If we go to our charms bar real quick and we go to the weather, you can see again 27 inches, full 1080p HD. All the applications and the way they're presented here in Windows 8 just looks downright fantastic. Now, the biggest draw to the software here on the Lenovo IdeaCentre Horizon is the Aura user interface, which you can access right from here. Let's go cancel. So right here, this is the Aura user interface, which you can access by simply putting the Horizon on its back. So right here in the middle, you've got this little cogwheel right here presenting your photos, videos, music, Lenovo App Shop, apps, games, education, and all that. So let's say we go ahead and we click on photo, and you see we're presented with this little semicircle right here. and we can swipe through all of our photos. Let's go ahead and choose a penguin photo. And if we want to select more than one photos, take multiple fingers, and let's say I want a koala, some little tulips, and a jellyfish. Take 3 fingers, press on all of them, and they are added. Didn't get the tulips one in there, but you can see how it works. Let's go ahead and let's go to music real quick. And let's select, what music should we get? Let's get some Alicia Keys, because you guys could all use some Alicia Keys in your life. And you can see that if you take 2 fingers like so, and you still got it in the camera, looks like I bumped our camera as I was walking over. All right, you're back in the view. But if I take 2 fingers like so, and I put them on the cogwheel like this, and I just spin it, I can get turn that so I have a better view of my content based on where I am standing at. So you can get an idea of how to do that. So let's go ahead and let's choose this Toy Story video right here, and let's choose a Star Trek video, and let's go over to photos once more, and let's choose this flower. So now that I have all my content here, it looks really disorganized. Let's say I just want to look at my pictures. Let's go ahead and take this jellyfish picture and shake it about. And you can see that it kicks off everything to the side except for the pictures I have on here. If I want to bring everything back, I just take all my fingers and slide them back in. Want to get everything off the screen, slide out like that, and I can slide out once more to permanently delete them. Really, really awesome here. Or a user interface, like you can see. Well, it looks like it could be complicated. It's actually a very simple thing to use. We can go to our settings right here, and we can go to System Settings, and we can actually change the theme of it. We've only got 2 right now, but we can go ahead and select this other one right here, and we'll apply to get a completely different little look and feel of the Aura user interface if it wants to load up, which it looks like it did apply it. So you can see now we have a completely different look for the Aura, and we got these nice little effects here. Still functions just as it normally would, but you just have a different effect right now. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the volume down real quick because I'm going to show you how some of the games here work on the Horizon. Now, one of the biggest and coolest things for the Horizon, at least in my opinion, are all the accessories you get included with it. Now, aside, from your standard, a mouse and keyboard, which both feel great, you'll also get some really cool ones. So let's go ahead and choose air hockey, and we're going to use this little air hockey stick that Lenovo includes with the Horizon. So let's load air hockey up. We're going to start it, and let's go over to classic right here, and we're going to play if it wants to go right here. So now you can see right here, if I take my air hockey stick and put it on here, I can right now play air hockey with an air hockey stick. And this is really great. If you got 4 people, you've got 4 little pucks right here. You get 4 pucks included with the Horizon, and it's just a really great family fun. I took this to my uncle's house one night for dinner, set it up on his counter in his kitchen, and we were all playing some air hockey, and it was actually really cool. When you get applications like this and software like this with these kind of accessories, really does make this computer feel like something more. It really does feel like a giant home entertainment system because you can watch TV on it, browse the internet, and you can even play freaking air hockey on here. I'm going to see if I can show you another game really quick, if I can figure out how to exit the air hockey. Let's go back to our menu, and let's hit back, and let's hit exit. And let's go ahead and take a look at Raiding Company. This is another game I want to show you real quick. So we're going to take another one of our accessories, this little joystick right here that sticks to the screen with that little suction cup thing on the bottom. Let's go ahead and go to challenges, and let's go... Okay, let's just choose him. Let's go to mummies. And now auto aim. Yep, that's good. So choose one player if it wants to let us play. So now if I put this down right here, I can move my character using the joystick like so. You can see he's moving all around like that. If I take it off and I put it on this other one right here, I can actually shoot the enemies that come my way just by moving the joystick. Now, you do get multiple joysticks included, but just since I am holding a microphone while showing this off, I can't really use both at the same time. But you do get multiple joysticks included. You can see we're using our joystick right now to shoot the zombies. we can take it off and we can move across the board and put it back on here and start shooting away. Looks kind of confusing, I can see that, but it is actually a lot of fun. And again, you see, you get these really unique ways to play games on your computer, and it just does feel like something more than a standard computer right here. So let's go ahead and go back home if I can figure out how to do it. So then that is the Aura user interface. Oh, you know what? Here, I'm going to come out and say it. While I love the Aura interface, and while it does feel like a very, very well thought out user interface, and while it is something we've never seen before, and it does give you that kind of Minority Report-esque look and feel, really didn't find it all that practical. When I had the Horizon, my duration of reviewing it, I really did not use it that often at all. I would take it, again, to family and friends' houses, and I'd be, you know what, look what my computer can do. I can take out some photos, and I can do that, and I can go to my videos, and I can do that, and I can shake a video, and everything goes away except for the video, and I can shake it off and bring it back in just by doing these hand gestures. And you know what? That's really cool, but really, it's not practical. It's not very functional for doing real work. I mean, it's cool to present your photos and videos and music on content on here in such a very pretty and unique way, but for just doing standard PC work, really didn't find myself using it all that often. Honestly, during my time with the Lenovo IdeaCentre Horizon, I probably used the Aura mode maybe 2 or 3 times during my month of using it when I was just by myself. I used it a couple other times, but that was just to present it to people that were interested in it. Windows 8 runs fine on here. You have your standard Windows 8 issues, like the disjointed experience between the desktop mode and the user in the modern UI. But you know what? Windows 8, it just seemed to function better here than Aura mode, just for getting on the internet and doing standard computer tasks. Now, I'm pretty torn between the review, or my final score that I gave the Horizon. I was really torn between the 7 and the 6 out of 10. And I originally had it at 7, but then I got to thinking about it, and I gave it a 6 out of 10, which is okay. Now, in terms of pros, you do have that stunning 27-inch display at 1080p HD. It's responsive and fast. The speakers, while loud, they do get very distorted, which is a con right there. And while the Aura software is fun and unique to use, really not that practical. Unfortunately, and in terms of cons, you only have the 2 USB 3.0 ports. The speakers do get very distorted when you're playing audio, especially with that heavy bass. And this is another issue I forgot to mention. When I was using the Horizon, oftentimes the touchscreen would just completely stop working. I would be using the PC just fine, and then it would not respond to my touches. This happened probably 5 times during my month with the device, and I would actually have to completely restart the computer to get the touch input to work again. So that's another thing to keep in mind. And really, it just comes down to a matter of price for me in the end. This thing starts out at $1,499, $100. That's $1,500, guys, for the base model. The model that I have right here costs $1,800. You're spending nearly $2,000 on a computer. Now, well, if I could understand that if you had, you know, insane processing specs, tons of ports, but really the processing specs you're getting are pretty much just any standard laptop or desktop processing speeds right here. It's the older Intel generation i3 Core i5. It's not the newest one. I forgot what it's called. It's like an H or something. It's not Intel's latest processing chip. And again, lack of ports. If you compare this especially to Sony's Vaio Tap 20 PC, 20 inches, all-in-one desktop PC, just like you're seeing here with the Horizon, starts at only $799. That's $800, $700 less than what you're going to spend for the base model of the Horizon. Really, when you just compare what you're getting on here, the practical use of the additional software, and the price you're paying, really, you're not getting a whole lot of bang for your buck with the Horizon. Well, it is a fun little PC to use, or a big PC to use. Really, they want too much for it. The specs just aren't there for the money. And overall, well, I applaud Lenovo for trying something different. Just didn't pay off that great in the long run. If you want more information on the Lenovo IdeaCentre Horizon, because I was not able to include all of it in this video review, please head over to www.mobilecupofjoe.com for my full written review with even more details and more of my thoughts on the Horizon. I'll put a link in the description below this video to check that out. And while you're on mobilecupofjoe.com, make sure you check out all of our other video reviews and written reviews of products and all of the latest news articles and tech giveaways we're hosting. Make sure to follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook for the latest MCOJ news. I'll leave a comment below this video of other products you'd like to see us review on Mobile Cup of Joe and other news stuff and different video ideas you'd like to see us do as well. That's all the time we have for this episode of Mobile Cup of Joe. I am Joe Martin from mobilecupofjoe.com. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.